When's the last time you got on your knees or bowed your head in prayer and just said, God, I need help. I need help. And not only help for circumstances and troubles and trials, but help for your own sinful heart. Where you recognize that you cannot sanctify yourself. You cannot rid yourself of sin. You cannot make yourself love God as you ought. You cannot make yourself love Jesus Christ the way you should. But you bring that weakness and that helplessness to God, and you ask, God, help me. Help me. He promises to do so. Seek the Lord, call upon the Lord, and do it now. There's an urgency in this invitation. Seek the Lord while he may be found. Call upon him while he is near. There's a wonderful assurance in that. God is telling his people, I may be found. I'm not hiding. I am near. I am there to be found. I'm there to help. But there's a reminder here as well that there is a day here of grace. This invitation is for a season, and there's a time to respond. There's a time to seek him. And that time is now, while he may be found. The time is now, while he is willing to be gracious and while he is near. And it's a reminder that window at one point will close. If you think about the people in Noah's day, there was an opportunity for them to seek the Lord and to find the Lord. As Noah was building the ark, he called people to repent. He told them that a day was coming when God was going to bring judgment, but this was a day of salvation. This was a day where they could repent and call upon the name of the Lord, and every person who would have called upon the name of the Lord would have been saved. Everyone would have received God's saving help. But no one did. No one did. They thought the message was foolish. They were busy with other things. And then the rain began, and the door to the ark was closed. And then they called for help. They pounded on the doors. They begged for mercy. They pleaded with Noah to open the door. But the time had passed. The time was done. There's an urgency in the gospel invitation. We're passing through this life at incredible speed. Eternity is just around the bend. And so we must not delay. One of the devil's greatest tools, right, is to teach us, is to encourage us to delay. If you remember the story of the devil and 3 apprentice demons who are going to be sent out in the world, and the devil, there's a final exam. He says, tell me what you're going to tell people in order to deceive them and lead them to hell. And the first demon says, I'm going to tell people there's no God. The devil says, well, that'll never work. He's inscribed eternity in their heart. He's left evidences of himself everywhere. They know there's a God. The second demon says, well, I'll tell them there's no hell. And the devil says, well, that couldn't possibly work. He's written his law in their hearts. People know that there's a hell for sinners. The third demon says, well, I will simply tell them there's no hurry. And the devil says, then go, because you will lead countless thousands to their death. There's just no hurry. Wherever you are in your heart, the devil would say, don't worry about eternal things. Don't worry about dying. Don't worry about standing before the judgment seat of God. Don't worry about your sin or worry about the holiness of God. Just simply enjoy yourself and be about the things that the world provides. There'll be a time down the road for you to take care of eternal things. There are many people in hell who followed that advice. The Lord wants us to know there's a time, and the time is now. Paul writes in 2 Corinthians chapter 6, we appeal to you to not receive the grace of God in vain. For he says, in a favorable time I listened to you, and in a day of salvation I have helped you. Behold, now is the favorable time. Behold, now is the day of salvation.